Good afternoon, dear students. We'll start with the second unit of our subject, that is Fundamental of Systematics. So, our second unit is dedicated to taxonomic keys, where today we are going to start with the first topic, that is use of different taxonomic keys, their types, merits and demerits. So, let's begin with taxonomic keys and its types. So the first question comes into our mind, that what are these identification keys? Okay, so basically they are printed or computer aided devices which helps in the identification of biological entities. So these could be plants, animals, fossils, microorganisms, or even pollen grains. So there are different type of keys which can be used to identify any one of them to its name. So let's first get acquainted to what is meant by a taxonomic key. So as the name suggests, it is a key that is used to identify any organism. Okay. Secondly, it is a very useful tool to identify unknown organisms. So these keys are basically constructed so that whoever user means whoever is using this key is presented with series of choices about the characteristics of that unknown organism, and now he will make some choices, or rather he will select the correct choice among these choices, and he will go step by step unless and until that organism is identified. Okay, so he will be presented with series of contradictory statement or prepositions. These are known as choices, and based on this he will select a appropriate choice. So while using a key, at each step the user must answer question about one or more features of that particular organism, and at each step he has only two alternatives. So when such two alternatives is present, that key is known as dichotomous key or sequential key. Whereas if he has more choices about that particular organism, that type of key is called as polychotomous type of a key. So we will be studying all these in next coming slides. So it is a very useful tool for researcher for finding the name of any unknown organism, and it consists of hierarchically arranged diagnostic information that present alternatives. Okay, so based on these alternatives you will select the appropriate alternative, and these keys are constructed so that you have a choices to make. Okay, so let's see some more characteristics of these taxonomic keys. So they are basically single pair of contradictory characters which are known as couplets. So these contradictory characters are called as couplets, and each statement in that particular couplet is termed as a lead. So as I told you that in dichotomous key there are two statements will be there, and you have to select any one of the statement. So that one statement is called as a lead, and those two statements together are termed as a couplet. So we'll study this with an example later on. So by making a correct choice at each level, one can arrive with the name of that organism. Okay, so you have to go sequentially unless and until you identify that particular organism. So now let's see the method of using a taxonomic key. Now it becomes very important that you should be acquainted with that particular key and its use. Only then you can come to the conclusion by identify that particular organism. Okay, so the first important thing is you should read that introductory comment of that particular key, and you should get acquainted with the key. You should know the abbreviations which are mentioned, and you should be aware of these abbreviations before using the key. Then as I said, there are two choices are given. We call them as the leads. So you should read both the choices or leads at every step of the key. This is very important. You should not judge based on just one statement. Before going further, you should read both the statement and the appropriate choice should be selected. Now, at times you might need to use a glossary. Okay, so you should have a glossary with you which will give the definition of terms which are used in that particular key. So you should be aware with each and every terminology which is being used in that particular taxonomic key. Now sometime you might have to make measurements. Suppose in that key it is mentioned that the length of organism is around 1 meter. Okay, so you should not guess. Okay, you should always do the proper measurements. So you should have a ruler if such measurements are required. Then finally, while using a key, you should not make decision based on only a single specimen. Rather, you should arrive at conclusion by examining several different specimens. Okay, so the conclusion should not be made based on one organism, but rather you should use that key for multiple specimens and then only you can identify it appropriately. Okay, now we move on to the construction of keys. So there are several criteria which are taken into consideration while construction of these taxonomic keys. So what are those criteria? First of all, constant characteristic rather than variable ones should be used. That means if I give you 100 specimens and in those 100 specimens there are some characteristics which are constant throughout all those 100 specimens. So such characteristics only should be used before or when the construction of keys or other keys is made with the contradictory statements. Proper measurements rather than terms like large and small should be used. So suppose you are preparing a key, you should always give the precise measurements. So wherever measurements are required, proper measurements should be given rather than the vague statements like large animal or small animal. Such statements should be avoided. Now next very important is you should avoid seasonal characteristics, because it is not so that the person who is trying to identify that organism will be using that key in particular season. So such seasonal characteristics should be avoided. A positive choice should be made. Okay, so the term is instead of is not should always be used. Then if possible, one should start both choices of pair with the same word. Okay, so both the choices should start with the same word. If possible, different pair of choices should be started with different words. So suppose we have a first pair of choices. Once we select the appropriate lead from that, we go to the next, and in that couplet there should be again two statements or leads. So those statements should start with the another word. The descriptive terms should be preceded with the name of part to which that they apply. So it should be descriptive in nature. It should give the proper description of that particular organism which you are going to identify. Okay, now we move on to what are the different type of taxonomic keys which are used in taxonomy of the animals. So the first is called a simple dichotomous key. Then you have bracket key. Third type is indented key. Then serial key, branching key, circular key, box key, multi-entry key, and you have a computer key. So there are the 9 basic types of taxonomic keys which are used for the identification of organisms. Okay, Now, while identifying using a taxonomic keys, one should use have a key that has hierarchically arranged information that present the alternatives. Now, here always we have studied what is meant by taxon is a taxonomic unit. So always the main objective of taxonomic key is to give a either or type of a statement. So alternative choices are provided and based on which you are going to identify that particular organism. So by comparing features of an unidentified specimen feature by feature or character by character with the given couplets, one would gradually eliminate those characters which are not present, and ultimately he will come to the conclusion and he can identify the particular organism. Okay, so now we move on to the first type of a key, that is a simple dichotomous key. Okay, so the name suggests that it is very simple to use. Dichotomy, that means there are two characters. So it allows the user to determine identity of a given organism using sequence of alternative choices. So this dichotomous means, actually it is a Greek word which means that di means to and termin meaning to cut. So since in this we have a two alternative statements, the name is given as dichotomous. So it will always give you two mutually exclusive choices in parallel statements. So you have two choices, either this character is present or this particular character is absent. The pair of statement is referred to as couplet. So as we have already seen, the two statements are given and those two statements together are called as couplet, and each one statement is called as a lead. And we know that at each step you always get a single couplet, that means two statements, and from these two statements you have to negate one and you have to select any one of the statement. So a particular character state is described for each lead. Okay. Sometimes the characters are quantitative in nature, for example measurements, and sometimes the characters are qualitative, for example texture of an organism. As the user makes choice about particular characteristics of an organism, he or she lead to a new branch or couplet of the key. Okay, so once you make or identify a particular character, you are redirected to the next couplet. So each couplet provides characteristics that become progressively more specific, and until the final step is reached that you have identified that particular organism. Okay, so you are going to follow those couplets unless and until you identify that particular organism. So if you follow this key correctly, you will ultimately lead to the name of particular unknown organism. So this dichotomous key can be developed to identify anything in any sort of classification. Okay, so that is the importance, that using simple contradictory statements, pair of statements which are known as couplet, you are, if you keep on following them, ultimately you lead to the identification of that organism. So what if we find things we don't know and we want to know what they are, we have to follow a particular key. So to identify the name of that organism, we are going to use this taxonomic keys. So how to use a dichotomous key? Okay, now we take one example. Suppose here are Creatures we don't know. So all these are the unknown organisms, and suppose first we will select any one of them. So suppose we have selected this organism and we have to identify this using a dichotomous key. So the first we will start following the dichotomous key. So there will be the first couplet which says that creature has two eyes or the creature has one eye. So we will look at the organism. It has the one eye. So obviously we are going to select the statement number B, that is the creature has one eye. Now we move on to the next couplet of the dichotomous key. Here it directs us to go to step number 5. Since it has one eye, go to the step number 5. Now we will go to step number 5 or the fifth couplet. So here the leads are the creature has one or more antennae or the creature has no antennae. So since it has one or more antennae, we will go to the, so 5A is true. So 5A direct us to the go to step number 6. So we will go to the step number 6. Now in step number 6, we see that the characters or the couplet has two characters. The creature has one antennae or the creature has two antennae. So as in our example, the creature has two antennae, that means the name of the organism is C. Okay, so we have correctly identified the organism using the dichotomous key. So again we have to start again, choose another creature or organism and start from the first step. So look at the couplet 1A and 1B and continue unless and until you find the name of this creature, and keep on going unless you find name of all these organisms. Okay, so this dichotomous key is very simple to use, a very simple tool that can be used for the identification of organisms which are unknown. Okay, another dichotomous key is mentioned here to identify a fish. So suppose, okay, so we'll start with the identification of this unknown organism. So the first statement is tail fins are horizontal or tail fins are vertical. So if we see at the tail fin, it is vertical. So we have to go to the statement number 3. So in statement number 3, it says that it has gill slits behind mouth or it has no gill slits. So suppose it has gill slits behind the mouth. So here you can see gill slits are present behind the mouth. So we have to go to statement number 5. We have to skip this fourth one. We have to go to directly statement number 5 or a couplet number 5. Here there are again two leads. Head is hammer shaped, tail fins are half the body length. So since if you observe the head is hammer shaped, so obviously this organism is Cyphrina mocaran. Okay, so this is how the simple dichotomous key, if followed properly, it can lead to the identification of an unknown organism. So in nutshell, a dichotomous key is a tool which is used by biologists to identify organism in a group through a process of answering yes or no type of question about the organism. Dichotomous means divided into two parts, and each question about an organism leads to the two choices. When a question is answered, then there are two more choices which are presented. Until there are no more choices which are need to be made, you have identified the organism. So once you finish the process of going through those choices, ultimately you will lead to the name of that particular organism. Okay. So with this we conclude today's lecture. If we summarize, today we learn what is meant by taxonomic key, how the taxonomic keys are constructed, how to identify organism using taxonomic key, what are the different types of taxonomic keys which are used for identification of organisms, and finally we studied the first type of taxonomic key, that is dichotomous key. We understood what is meant by couplet or contrasting characters or statements. We understood what is the meaning of lead. We have seen some example of using a dichotomous key. So I hope you have understood today's topic of taxonomic keys and use of dichotomous key to identify organisms. With this we conclude today's lecture. Thank you so much.